Hello peeps, right, so I went down to the reservoir, 2.5 miles, 45 minutes. Took it nice and steady, to be honest. I was quite happy with that. It was nice. It's been a nice tab down there. Now the only thing is, while I've been down there, I've seen lightning in the distance and I've heard rumbles of thunder. So I'm just hoping I get back without getting soaking wet. So we'll see what happens. So Lisa and I were at a quiz a couple of nights ago, and something that I never knew came up as a question. And what it was, it asked to name some people that had won the Nobel Peace Prize. And what surprised me with one of the answers was UN peacekeepers. Now apparently back in 1988, UN peacekeepers won the Nobel Peace Prize. During my service I did a peacekeeping tour in Cyprus back in 1980, and I did 3 tours in Bosnia under the UN during the 90s. Yeah. But it's quite surprising to hear that the peacekeepers have been given a Nobel Peace Prize. So there's one for quizzes in the future, isn't it? Yeah. Now, like I say, I did 3 tours out in Bosnia during the 90s. Not the best place to be, I'll be honest with you. Some of the stuff that went on out in Bosnia at the time, absolutely disgusting. And we were, as peacekeepers, we were powerless to do anything about it. Because the laws of engagement and all that meant that we were powerless to do anything to save the people that were being slaughtered. And it's one of the reasons that some of us have got PTSD thanks to our times in Bosnia. Now, I went to a commemoration at the Arboretum with Lisa back in, I think it was November or December last year. And it was all to do with 30 years since the peace agreement had been signed off and everything, and the war in Bosnia had finished. But when you think about the fact that we had a war in Europe, yeah, back in the 90s, yeah, that was going on. And like I say, it was an atrocious time for everyone. But here we are, 2026, and we've still got wars going on. Thanks to Mr. Trump and Mr. Netanyahu. Yeah, now, one of the things about the Israelis, during the Second World War, yes, they were persecuted and so on, and I believe their attitude now is we're never going to get in that position again. But what they're actually doing, in my eyes, and this is my opinion and my opinion only, some of you will have different views on it, but in my opinion, what they're doing at the moment is no different to what the Germans did to the Jews during the Second World War. Yeah, for them to carry on bombing indiscriminately the civilian population, yeah, in my eyes, is bang out of order, really is. And it's like this whole thing with old America and Iran, isn't it? You know, as someone mentioned, because Trump's always on about the fact that Iran is not to have nuclear weapons. Yeah, agree with that one. Yeah, but what I'd also say is there's only one country that has ever used a nuclear bomb or used it twice. Yeah, and that's America. So let's have a think about that, shall we? I know it saved thousands of lives and everything like that, but it's a bit hypocritical. And if we're going to turn around and say that Iran isn't allowed to have nuclear weapons, then surely everyone should give up nuclear weapons. But it's never going to happen, is it? Never going to happen. And it's like this whole thing with this peace deal with Iran. 1 minute it's on, next minute it's off. 1 minute it's on, next minute it's off. And you got Mr. Trump comes out with different excuses every single day. 1 minute he's saying that oh, I've done this, I've done that. And then the next thing, Iran's throwing weapons back at him. Yeah, apparently he's decimated the air defence of Iran. Yeah, but how come they seem to be shooting things down? How come they're shutting off the Straits of Hormuz? Yeah, if they're decimated, as happened during the first Gulf War when we took on Iraq, we decimated them, there's no two ways about it. Yeah, and to the point where when it came down to it, it was 100 hours war. Yeah, we completely obliterated the Iraqi army. Yeah, and the war was over in the case of 100 hours. So if you've done the same there, Mr. Trump, how come it's not over? But yeah, so like I say, the world's a very dangerous place at the moment. Very dangerous place. And what they're forgetting is the fact that Iran may be sitting back, but how many sleeper cells have they got? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got quite a few. But one of the things that made me laugh about Trump the other day was he reckons he's more popular than Elvis Presley was, yeah, at the height of his career. Have a word with yourself, you prat. Elvis is more popular dead than you'll ever be alive, mate. Yeah, unreal. So yeah, so I'm tabbing back up. Like I say, it was a question that came out in the quiz. Now, some of you all know, Lisa and I were actually on Eggheads many years ago. So we're a bit of a TV stars and that. But we like to put together quizzes, and one of the things we do is on our Mug and Mingle coffee mornings on a Wednesday, every now and again, we'll put together a quiz. Now, the people that attend Mug and Mingle absolutely love it. Yeah. Now, a lot of the people are elderly, but even so, they sort of team up and get involved. But it keeps the old grey matter going, doesn't it? I mean, Lisa and I love watching all the TV programmes, The Chase, Richard Osman's programme, yeah, Lingo, that's a good one, Lingo. Yeah, and we've got into watching various other programmes as well recently, all these quiz programmes. Yeah, Only Connect is a good one. That wall that they do, Lisa and I do that on a regular basis, and we try and get it as best as we can. Good evening, how you doing? But we try and do the best we can. Sometimes we actually beat the contestants that are on there. Now, I must admit, I don't think I want to go on that show. It seems a bit too educated for me. But we tend to do all right. But it's keeping the old grey matter stirred, isn't it? You know, and that's the big thing. Don't ever let yourself get to a position where you can't be cognitive, such as Mr. Trump. Apparently he's passed all these cognitive tests. Well, I'd sail through them. If he can pass them, I'd sail through them. But there you go. Anyway, I'm going to tab on back home. Hope you all have a great evening. Please take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And as me and Keith always say, let's tab.